when it comes to this situation, you really have to ask yourself, how deep does a rabbit hole go? How many anomalies, how many coincidences can you have in one situation? I mean, just look at these two gentlemen. They have the exact same nose. They have the exact same thin lips. They have the same eyes. They have the same shaped ears. And when it comes to this situation with Chester Bennington, John Podesta, and Chris Cornell, you wonder if this is just the tip of the iceberg. You wonder if there's just so much more that we don't know about this situation. And there's just a big list of coincidences. Not just that they look alike, but just that you have one person who a lot of people suspect may be involved in pedophilia allegedly, and then you have Bennington, who in his life story says that he was sexually abused when he was a boy. You also have the very mysterious way that Bennington and Cornell died. They both died mysterious deaths, and both spouses happen to, initially doubt that their husbands committed suicide. And who knows? I mean, who knows you better than your spouse? I mean, if your own spouse doesn't suspect that you're going to kill yourself, you probably aren't. I mean, when you look at the statistics when it comes to suicide, you have over 1 million people attempting suicide and only 4,000 people actually going through with it. Why? Because there's so many signs that people show whenever they are truly suicidal. And then you have the crime scene, where apparently Chris Cornell, who is 6'2", somehow is able to hang himself using. It's still hard to even understand that using a door and this exercise equipment, this band, and it's just weird that okay, maybe drugs were involved, but yet the toxicology report shows that he didn't have drugs in his system. He did not have any drugs in his system. And not to mention the fact that he also had broken ribs and he also had a wound on his head. So, how does that work? If someone has broken ribs, they can't even stand upright. So, how are they able to hang themselves? Or did he get the broken ribs after he hung himself? Then you have the wife of Chris Cornell releasing a statement saying, "I'm sorry you were alone, and I know that was not you, my sweet Christopher. I will think of you every minute of every day. I will fight for you. I know that was not you. I will fight for you." It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense sometimes when they're releasing these statements, because it's like the statement does not indicate that the spouse actually committed suicide. The statement is kind of like there's like innuendo that shows that there's something else going on. There's something else happening here. Of course, you also have the Lincoln Park logo, which is very similar to the pedophilia symbol, which other channels have covered. You have a very weird connection between the Clintons and Lincoln Park, and how they offered them some sort of donation that Lincoln Park has started a sort of charity in Haiti. And of course, when you research the Clintons and some of those allegations having to do with what was going on in Haiti and the children that were being extracted from there allegedly, and it's just weird that there's this connection between Lincoln Park, Chester Bennington, and also the Podestas and Clintons. I mean, and then the fact that those guys look alike. Then you have the statement from the band where it says, "We're trying to remind ourselves that the demons who took you away from us were always part of the deal. After all, it was the way you sang about those demons that made everyone fall in love with you in the first place. You fearlessly put them on display, and in doing so, brought us together and taught us to be more human." Now, once again, those demons that took you away from us. And after all, those were the demons that you sung about. and it's just a little bit, strange, just because the band will put it that way, because their last video together, what had to do with Chester actually fighting demons. I mean, this is supposed to be way before he commits suicide, but I just thought it was a little bit strange that the band will release the statement about him fighting demons, and then in his final video, or in the final video that the band makes, he's actually fighting demons. And so I know that this, has to do with just the music end of things, but I think it shows, maybe the spiritual side as well. So, there you have it: conspiracy or a whole bunch of coincidences. Coincidences like Bennington and Podesta sure do look alike. Their spouses doubted their suicide. Both deaths are mysterious and very suspicious. The Lincoln Park's connection to Clintons, who are also connected to the Podestas, and been linked together for a long time. The strange kind of innuendo and statements made by the spouses, and so on and so forth. And I just think that when there's this many coincidences, it really makes you wonder. But everyone has to just decide for themselves. Just we have to also keep in mind to pray for the families. Please please subscribe, and like the channel if you wish. But God bless you. Have a good one.